Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, the biggest books, the bestest looks, and all the charm it ever took. I'm Adrian Fort.
It doesn't get better no matter how many times
it ages like wine.
I do give props to Jeremy. Did you see his Twitter post with Ric Flair?
I did not.
He sent us a post of Ric Flair ripping his shirt off with that in quotations. It was gorgeous, and I loved it. But let's never talk about that again. I'm Dalton Gentry. How are you?
I'm all right.
How you doing this week?
Well, you know how it is. You know how it is. How are you doing this week, Dalton?
I'm great. A little upset. Like I did my hair for you and you didn't even notice.
I was afraid to say anything. I didn't want you to hold me at gunpoint and try to take my ship.
Nobody in a tie-dye bandana has ever held anyone at gunpoint.
Not a gun without a flower in the end.
It's fine.
Hey, man. Why don't you give me your ship? Maybe you could raise this flag on here, man.
Got my hair did.
You did?
I did. Put
Good.
some beads in my beard.
Good.
Had some good assistance.
Okay.
A fine hairdresser. And yeah, we'll see how the dreadlocks take. Or I could be bald next week. I don't know. We're going to find out. We'll see.
Betting on bald.
Probably so.
Not because, but just so that.
It's interesting to me that dreadlocks, the least amount of work. How do I want to phrase this? The hairstyle that would assume to be the least amount of work is actually the hairstyle that has the most fucking work.
Yeah.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Where did you assume there would be the least amount of work to
I
that?
just assumed I wouldn't brush my hair and I'd have amazing dreadlocks. No.
What?
It's false. It doesn't work that way. You have to do things to your hair.
What?
I don't know. It made sense to me.
Any good stories from the week?
So we didn't film last week. I had to go to South Missouri.
Yeah, so we are filming this on February 8th. We've shot once this calendar year. This has been absolute worst case scenario, right?
Still surviving.
Yeah, we put in enough work that we are able to scrape by at this point.
But in addition to the fact that Missouri was hit with the coldest weather we've ever had, negative 35 degrees below zero, which I think is
that's where you would go negative.
I think it's negative 35 degrees below zero Celsius and Fahrenheit. I think they're both the same at this point. So
it's an absolute zero outside.
It's fucking cold. There was one day in Missouri where I am, in northwest point of Missouri. We had ice. You go a little south to Kansas City, you had more ice. You continue to go south, thunderstorms. Further south, tornadoes. And at the southern tip, floods.
Yeah.
We had it all, man.
We took all the water, pushed it down, and took ice on top.
Fucking apocalypse lately, and I don't know what to do. My pipes froze. What the fuck can you do in negative 35 degree weather? Hope for the best. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I went to South Missouri. Had to go to a funeral. Whatever. I went to Lambert's. Have you ever had Lambert's?
Can't say that I have.
I will road trip right now to go to Lambert's. If you want to do a Bantam Paradox going to Lambert's, it's a restaurant. It's fucking glorious.
I might have had Lambert's.
Oh my God.
In the middle of Missouri.
Middle?
Some BF town.
Ozark, Missouri?
No. Is it just a one restaurant, or is
I think there are three. There's one in Ozark, Missouri, which is pretty close to Springfield.
Right.
And there's two others, but I think it's very southern type thing. But
okay. Anyway.
I am a food-fueled individual. If I'm going somewhere, I will figure out where I'm going to eat. It excites me. I love trying food. Lambert's is the greatest place known to man. So for the price of a normal meal anywhere else, they will serve you a giant heaping portion of southern comfort food, and all the sides they just bring around these metal cauldrons. Do you want some fried okra? Let me just give you all the fucking fried okra you want. Macaroni and tomatoes, black-eyed peas, all the fucking good food you never get, all you can eat. They'll just come around with it. And they make rolls. Hot, fresh rolls. That's what they're famous for. And a gentleman comes out with his big cart of rolls, and he throws them at you.
So it's like a buffet, but with cocktail waitresses.
Yes. But the guy throws the rolls at you. You just raise your hand and he will throw a hot roll into your hand.
You didn't catch a damn thing, did you, Dalton?
I fucking didn't. So, I'm sitting there enjoying my feast, the highlight of my week. It's 65 degrees this day. It was like the one warm day we had, right? And here comes the roll man, and everything is fine, everything's great. And he says, hot rolls, and I raise my hand, and the roll hits my hand and goes right through my fingers, and lands right in the food of the people behind me. Like, you hear the splat and the, and I'm like, Megan, get me a roll. I don't know what to fucking do. I can't eat there anymore ever again. I'm too embarrassed to ever go back.
You're too embarrassed to ever go back. I'm too embarrassed that immediately when you mentioned throwing, I knew where your story was going.
Yep. They actually sell little nets, and all you have to do is like hold your net up, and the guy will fucking bullseye the net for you. It's impressive how well they throw there. I didn't invest in the net. I should have got the child's net.
Yeah, you know yourself, Dalton. You've
fucked
had to live
up.
with yourself for 28 years.
I fucked up.
You've never caught a thing in your life.
I have not.
You can't even catch a cold.
I'm very good at that.
You got to pick them up.
I'm very good at that. But yeah, Lambert's. We have to road trip to Lambert's someday. It's like one of the you have to do if you're in southern Missouri. By the way, I was in southern Missouri. We were pretty close to St. Louis. Just like to point that out. God damn it. Anyway, how are you?
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, I'm being serious right now.
Dalton, I want you to pull up a map and show me St. Louis on the
Pull
map.
up a fucking. Oh, you want to go to St. Louis? You have to go south. We've talked about this for a month now.
Okay. Pretend this is Missouri.
Here's me in St. Joseph.
Okay, so here's you in St. Joseph.
Okay, I'm right here in St. Joseph. Here's Adrian in Kansas City. That's fair.
Okay.
Okay. I was in South Missouri, straight down, Springfield area, Ozarks.
Okay.
St. Louis is right here.
No.
St. Louis
is here.
It is not here. St. Louis is right here. It is South Missouri. I swear, if there is anyone watching from like St. Louis area, please tell me I am correct about this. I also don't understand what the difference between Britain and England is. I'll get there one day. Are you done? So I think I figured out our next video series. I think I've got
Geography with strip cover lit?
We're going to take a weekend trip. And we are going to navigate old school using nothing but the atlas.
You can navigate using whatever you want, Dalton. You can navigate using Orion's belt like they did in the olden days. You're not going to go due south and hit St. Louis.
Not directly south, no. But you have to go south. St. Louis is in South Missouri.
You after this last scuffle, you told me you looked at a map and you were wrong. So now, by the grace of God, you went to South Missouri and found yourself in St. Louis. Is this what you're telling me?
Oh no, I wasn't in St. Louis, but we could have got there. It was south. It was in the south.
How many hours would it have taken you to get there?
I don't know, a couple?
No, it tells you how far away you are if you're paying attention on the highway. What did it say?
Like, how far was I from St. Louis?
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't look it up. I just know I was close to it because I was in the south.
What direction would you have had? What are you talking about now? You at first you sounded like you were emboldened by the fact that you went there and you saw St. Louis on a road sign, and then you said you were shoulder to shoulder with St. Louisians, and now you're saying you have no idea. You didn't notice.
I think at some point what's the state directly below us? Arkansas?
Yes.
We should go to Arkansas and just talk about like going south to St. Louis just to see what they fucking say.
They will know immediately. That's that Gentry fella, isn't it?
God damn it, I watched him on the YouTubes. Everyone from Arkansas talks like this. Anyway, that was my week. That's what I've done. My pipes froze. I went to South Missouri. It's been okay.
Yeah.
Pretty standard. Pretty standard. I will say walking into work today with this, oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my. You get plenty of people who have to be inquisitive, be like, oh, what you doing? As in, what the fuck's on your face?
Yeah.
And a lot of people who just stare at you and then immediately avert eye contact, like, I hope he didn't see me. Hope he didn't see me.
Well, you know why they did that?
Why is that?
They were hoping, they thought they recognized you, and they're pretty sure they owe you money. But if I owe my dealer money and he's showing up at work, we're in problem time.
I text my little sister a picture of like getting the dreadlocks done, the beads in the beard. She's just like, oh, well, that was a choice. That summed it up. Thank you.
You made a decision.
I made a decision. Okay, so I realized how bad I am at making decisions. No, it has come full circle. I have used the same bank account for 10 years now. And in the online banking app, which came out 5 years ago, they give you a decision. It says, would you like to enroll in paperless banking? Which I should. I don't read my bank statement. All my information's online. I look at it there. Yes, no, or ask me later. For 5 years, I have logged into this almost daily. I check anytime I go to the store. I'm like, let me check everything, make sure it looks good. And I've always pushed, why don't you just ask me later? I'm not sure about that paperless banking. It's only been 5 years. Just ask me later. I'll check into it. Can't push the no button, man.
I've realized in nearly a decade of knowing you and 3 years of interacting with you directly, you make terrible decisions because you make a decision based on nothing other than a feeling and you hope it all works out.
It's fair. It's fair.
You don't weigh things. You don't analyze things.
Because if I do, I won't make the decision. I'll be like, well,
ask me later.
Paperless banking would be nice, but what if I want that statement?
Paperless banking would be nice, but I'd have to press a different button.
I noticed it today. I was checking my bank account at work. It's tax season. I'm like, I think my taxes might be in. I better check. I'm like, ask me.
How long have I done this?
And it dawned on me, I'm like, I've been doing this for years. Just autopilot, ask me later. And I really hope there's a guy whose job it is to round me into paperless banking. He's like, some fucking day, man. Some fucking day. This motherfucker logs in every day and he never pushes the no. He never pushes the yes. It's always ask me later.
And at the office today, I guarantee you he's got beads in his beard. And a tie-dye bandana. And he just stood up and said, I got gentry.
I like to hope they're like, all right, Walt, as soon as you get this account done, you can retire. And he just every day just hopes he makes a decision. Nope.
Just do it.
Ask me later.
And he walked out of the office today a proud man.
I'm going to push yes tomorrow just to throw a wrench in there. And I guarantee something will go wrong.
You didn't press yes?
No, I pushed ask me later. I couldn't make a decision. I was nervous.
Tomorrow, you're going to forget this conversation
even happened.
Ask
me later. I feel like I should log in now and just push yes. But no, it's going to be ask me later. It's like going to get your oil changed. What kind of oil do you want, sir? I'm like, top shelf? I don't fucking know.
Olive? What do you mean?
I don't know these things. I don't like high-pressure situations. If I make a decision, I will stick with it fervently until it kills me.
Exactly. You know how difficult that is to work with you under those circumstances?
It's I know St. Louis is South Missouri and I will stick with it until I die. That's why I just always go ask me later. It's a lot easier. I'm going to start using that at work and be like, can you work Saturday? I'm like, why don't you ask me later? I'll think on it.
Just memorize every answer from the Magic 8 Ball and just randomly spit them out.
Just sit there and just shake myself up and be like, doesn't look good.
Yeah. The outlook is not positive.
I did imagine I was going to walk into work today and they'd just be like, oh, so we're doing drug tests today, aren't we? Those are nice beads. Very pretty.
Pee into this cup.
It's good. I like it. So what's Adrian been up to?
World-ending revelation this past week.
Lay it on me.
So I go to Walmart. And it's 3 in the morning because that's my shtick. I go at 3 in the morning. I don't have to look at anyone. I don't have to talk to anyone. I go in. I grab my things. I get to be angry. And then I go to the self-checkout, and I get to be angry at the lady who's watching all of the self-checkouts because, no, I'm not stealing anything. I'm just checking myself out, as per the usual. Don't look at me that way. And then I get to drive home angry. It's what I like to do. It's my hobby. It's my social time. I walk into Walmart at 3 a.m. this past week, and there's baskets in front of the exit from the self-checkout.
Okay.
So I walk around to the other side of the self-checkouts, and there's baskets blocking the entrance to the self-checkouts. And I say to myself, no, this is obviously a mistake. Something's wrong. Let's go to the other side and see those self-checkouts. They are blockaded as well. So I walk up to the one lady that's in all of Walmart, apparently. I say, excuse me, are the self-checkouts down temporarily? I know sometimes on overnights they reboot. I am not normally here on this day of the week. Is this something that happens this day of the week? Are they being counted to see what type of money is in there? What, pray tell, is happening here? And apparently, this is a new corporate decision from Walmart that everyone on overnights has to be checked out by one person. So of course, I do my grocery shopping, and by the time I get up there, manifested from the depths of hell is a 4'9" lady with the biggest poof of white hair, borderlining blue, that I've ever seen in my life, who just has to have 400 pairs of socks, a couple pairs of shoes for God knows who.
She's paying with the check.
She's paying with a check that she can't find the book, and she can't find the pen, and she can't find the checks that were in the book once she finds the book. I don't care, Walmart. I'm done with you.
What blows my mind is they put the self-checkouts in to automate things, which is a great idea. I'm all for it.
You're not paying me, but put me to work. That's fine. I understand. As long as I don't have to look someone in the eyes.
I can get my business done in and out. The South Belt Walmart in St. Joseph put in 8 checkouts, 8 self-automated checkouts. Because all the registers they have, because they have like 15 registers, they usually only have 1 or 2 fucking open. And then for some point in time, they just decided they're going to shut down half of the self-checkouts, but still not open any registers. So now we're literally down to 2 self-checkouts. We solved nothing. Because now we're even slower because the people in front of me have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
And there's always one fucking... This is a pet peeve of mine. There's one guy who stands at the doors to check your receipt. If you're buying a big ticket item, he wants to see your receipt. Fuck no. That infuriates me. If I go buy a TV at 3 o'clock in the morning and I exchange money for TV, it's my fucking TV. I don't have to stop and show you my receipt. It really bothers me, and I don't know why.
Why does that bother you?
I don't know. And like, it's horrible because like immediately when he's like, can I see your receipt? I'm like, no. Well, it's stolen. I'm more than happy to sit here and wait for the police to follow me. I'll show them my receipt, but I'm leaving.
But you...
It fucking bothers me. I don't know why.
This goes back to your poor decision making.
It's his poor decision making.
Did you ever think it through? Why that bothers you?
No, I don't know why it bothers me.
So should it bother you?
Yes.
There is not a lick of stoicism to your entire character, is there? You are a romantic through and through. The feeling had me aghast, and boy, I'll win with it. Is that an accurate description?
That's fair. That's fair.
Had a meeting with my niece.
Okay.
Turns out I'm her godfather.
Good times.
So we had to set out some rules, some parameters, you know. It was a knockdown, drag-out discussion, but I told her, look, I'll sell you on the goddamn black market. I don't give a shit, you know. And she started to come around after that, you know. I said, I'll walk you twice a day.
Do all these nice things.
We'll put a couple layers of paper in your cage. We'll get you through to your 18. Then I'll buy you a bicycle and send you off.
There you go. What more do you need in life?
Yeah.
Hey, at least you got the option to be a godfather.
What do you mean?
Okay, so we sat down, like there's always this conversation, like if this person dies, what will happen? Who's going to deal with this? Who's going to do what? And like, if my oldest sister and her husband perish, all their kids will go to my father. He'll take care of them. If my
father's a very responsible man.
He would. He'd be able to take care of it. If my younger sister goes, her daughter would go to my oldest sister. She'd take care of them. If my mother goes, my father's fine on his own. But if my father goes, my mother would go to my sister. So you would think she could take care of her. And I realized, I'm like, where the fuck am I in this? How is everybody gaining somebody, but somehow I'm not in this? And it all culminated about a year ago. My oldest sister gave away a saltwater pool. She had an above-ground saltwater pool. Very nice. And apparently it was mentioned, you were like, oh, I think Dalton was like probably looking for a pool. It sounds like somebody's just like, no, I don't think he's responsible enough for that. I can't even get the fucking pool in these situations, let alone be the godfather of something. So I don't fucking know. I'm out at this point.
Dalton, how dare you?
How dare I?
How dare you? How dare you be befuddled about the fact that neither of your sisters want you to inherit their children when you just told a story about sending your sister a picture of beads in your beard and your tie-dye bandana?
I thought she'd appreciate it. She's going through a responsible phase right now. It's fine. She'll come back around. We'll get her. We'll get her.
I don't think you will, Captain Ahab. Captain Salty.
I'm gonna start just like every week. I'm gonna start adding to it, like maybe another beard hair, maybe like a little feather here, an eye patch, until it's just full pirate.
Yeah, salt beard.
Oh, I hate my life.
You chose everything. Everything that people hold against you, Dalton, you chose it. Don't
Blissfully
play
aware.
those cards.
Blissfully aware. Oh God, my youngest sister. We had a conversation about this because she's doing good things with her life. She's getting better jobs. She's promoting. She's doing great shit. And she's going back to school. She wants to be a mortician, which is great.
I've talked with 4 people this week who are trying to get into mortuary school.
My little sister went to school for mortuary science for a while. She left college for a period of time. This is what she wants to do, always has. And the idea has always been she would run the funeral home, play with the bodies in the basement, and I'd be the one who runs the house. I clean up well, I speak well. I'm decent working with people who are grieving. It's what I've honestly done for a long time. Doesn't bother me. But she goes into this huge spiel about how she's doing all this. I'm like, yeah, I'm still making videos on the internet, and yeah, I might go get a pizza later. And she's like, why don't you do more? You're so capable of doing more. Why don't you do more? I really don't want to. This is like this weird finite point in life where it's still okay to dream a little bit, to do videos like this, to try. Give it that good fucking harump to do something for yourself so you're not working for someone. I'm about that. If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, I'm probably going to be working somewhere I don't want to work.
Dalton, you're already working somewhere you don't want to work.
But it's okay because it's for a greater good right now. It makes this accessible.
Right, but what would disallow this by you having a different job?
If I get a different job, if I get a job in a field that I would enjoy or something I care about, it becomes real. I have to show up every day. I have to be dedicated to this. If they ask me to work on Friday late, I will. Saturday, I have to. At this point, at the job I have now, I'm like, it's fine. They work with my schedule. They're more than accommodating. It's not stressful by any means. I go to work and then I come home. I don't think about work. And that's what I want. I want work to be a paycheck that comes in that I give them 8 hours a day for. That's it. I feel like if you move further into a career field, if you start, doing a real job, you have to invest more time into it. I don't have more time to invest in anything right now.
I think to some degree you are mistaken. There's not so until you get into specialty retail. We'll go with that business model. You have associates, cashiers, floor workers, and photo, whatever your store happens to have. Then you have a management level, which you were at Hastings, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. If a management level comes up, yeah, I'll do it. That's cool.
And then you have upper management, which is 45 hours a week, which is only 5 hours more than you do now, right? The store, not until you get into like store manager level, is there ever anything really that falls on you? And trust me, I've had a lot of weasel store managers who it doesn't fall on them. Like I'll tell you right now, that lowest level of management where you're a lot of places call them key carriers, which is what I was for the longest time. A lot of those people are the ones who take it the most seriously.
Yeah.
And when someone calls in, hey, I'll cover it, and the store manager doesn't end up having to cover anything. I think you're short-selling life a little bit.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I don't know. I have no reason to be incredibly invested in my job. This job I have now pays my bills. I don't need great insurance. I'm fine. I don't have to provide it for anyone else by any means. The bills are paid. I'm good. I'm comfortable with this. Now, at some point in time, yes, I'd like to make more money. It's going to get to the point where more people are relying on me. Maybe I need to be making a little more money if I have kids, God forbid. If I get married, if there's anything I ever need to, help out take care of my mother, if a gym finally keels over. These are things you have to consider. But at that point in time, that job becomes real, and I have to be responsible with that job. Right now, if I don't want to go to work, if I want to stay in bed, I'm like, meh.
You know, your family had the conversation. If your older sister passes, her kids go to gym. If your younger sister passes, her kids go to your older sister. And if you ever have kids, they go to your your sister's like, we're not going to let that happen.
I don't know what to do with this. Will you please take it off my hands? It's just not working for me.
So we had a puppy. A puppy? Don't, this is a child.
I'm sorry, I haven't shaken my head yet. This is weird. It's like having food in your beard that doesn't go away.
Yeah, your children are automatically consigned to someone else.
That just summed it up right there.
By the state of Missouri. The state of Missouri steps in and said, hey guys, if this ever happens, are you cool with...
Let's not let this one go. No.
They probably castrated you in your sleep.
I just don't know about it. It's fine. It's fine. And like I've sat down, I'm like, what am I gonna, if I die?
On one of these 3-day benders you've gone on, they just wheeled you in and said, just snip them. Just
woke up somewhere. I'm like, God, everything hurts. Last night was rough.
It's Sunday.
Like if I keel over today, I'm like, what the hell? What are we gonna do with Josh? How is he gonna survive?
Your older sister hears something in the attic some night. What is up there? Must be that damn raccoon is back. Goes up there and he's just sitting there in the corner.
So I took Josh to the Super Bowl party with my family. He had the day off work, and like Megan had to work, so it was just Josh and I came. And like I walked in, and like you just saw, like, oh,
all these years,
it all makes sense now. But like everyone knew him. Everyone who had never met him was like, "Hello, Josh. Good to see you, Josh." I'm like, "Yeah, Josh. They think we're dating. You know that, right? You've only lived with me for 5 years. It's time. It happened.
It's time you guys get a kid together."
We're thinking of adopting. It'll be great.
You're thinking of adopting an Adrian.
You want to move in?
Who lives like a wildebeest anyway. Just put me in a cage and I'm fine. Feed me every once in a while.
We'll change your wood shavings every week, I promise. We're just going to get you one of those water bottles and tape it to the wall filled with gin.
You just keep me in the basement and I'll be the one that keeps the pipes on.
I'm done. I'm done with this. End it. End the misery.
Maybe hit the like button out of pure sympathy for our souls. Maybe hit subscribe if you are not already, and I hope you don't have to come back next week. I'm going to be honest with you.
All right. What you're talking about? These beads? I'm the manliest man here. Walking into work like this was a fucking treat.
I really hope so.